By most accounts, the one downside to Wynn's Everett Casino plan is how to handle the heavy traffic, as we just said, it's expected to generate. That's because there's pretty much only two major access routes to the Everett Casino site from the south. Route 99 through Charlestown's Sullivan Square and Route 28 through Somerville. And as local residents know, both those routes are jammed with traffic already. And that's a major concern for my next guest. Joseph Curtatone has been mayor of his hometown of Somerville since 2004 and is a vocal member of the movement to repeal the Massachusetts casino law. Welcome back to Greater Boston.
Thanks for having me, Emily.
Great to see you. So right after this vote came down yesterday, you tweeted out, "I live within a mile of the Wynn Casino and I didn't get a vote."
Imagine
Should
that.
you get a vote?
Absolutely. And this is, speaks
a contiguous community vote or what?
It speaks to how this legislation is so fundamentally flawed. Again, it's legislation that was drafted with and by in cooperation with the casino industry. Not a single person in Massachusetts had a vote or a say on the future economy being built on expanded gaming. My house, within a mile of where Wynn wants to build his casino.
So
I believe I should have had a vote.
They only gave it to Revere and East Boston. That was a joke.
It was. I think this
What
is
about
real.
this? Should the whole city of Boston have had a vote?
I mean, the region, within 10 miles in this region, 1.7 million people live, and we know the impacts of expanded gaming within 50 miles. I'd say the region deserved a vote on this. But again, these regulations, this law was meant to favor the gaming industry, and we saw it play out throughout this entire process. The proponents, whether it be Wynn or Mohegan Sun, never had their feet held to the fire. Whenever there's a question or doubt, it was always landing on Wynn's favor. It was really disappointing, but not surprising to see how it ended up.
So yesterday, to kind of sweeten the deal, which they put some conditions on Wynn, and one of them had to do with traffic. If traffic exceeds a certain limit in the Sullivan Square area, they're going to be paid fines up to $20 million over the course of 10 years. He agreed to that. He agreed to some other things. And then he came back and sweetened the pot and said, look, I'm going to reconfigure the whole thing. But you said you never even saw what that design was.
No, we've never been consulted on that. Let's talk about the traffic. The commission demanded and secured modest contributions by Wynn, but not deal with the real problems of traffic and the environment in the area. We are bordering environmental justice zones, like in my community. You have a tower that Wynn wants to build over 400 feet, more than doubling what the regulations say under Chapter 91 of the Massachusetts General Law. There are contamination issues in the Mystic River, we know that, but we live in one of the most congested regions in the country with many particulates in the air, high rates of heart disease, respiratory illness, and really modest contributions to the issues in Sullivan Square, which are major, which Somerville borders with Charlestown, aren't going to do it.
But, I mean, how much of your passion about this just based on the fact that you think casinos are a terrible idea? I mean, yeah, there's going to be traffic problems, and we'll see whether there's an uptick in crime or gambling addiction and that kind of thing, but isn't it really because you're against it?
Let's talk about what the real issue is. It's not traffic. And we can mitigate some traffic issues, flow. We can do things by design, but you can't mitigate the degradation of our local economies. We know casinos don't build communities. We know they take money off Main Street in our local squares with the promise of Easy Street. Casinos don't build anything. They don't create a product. It is a lure to get you in, to take your money. That discretionary spending will no longer be spent in our stores and in our squares.
Wynn is claiming 4,300 permanent jobs. 4,300. I thought, wait a second, because actually, Governor Patrick said 1,500. So where's he coming up with 4,300? In Pennsylvania, they have 10 casinos, and they only employ 1,500 people.
Since 2004, 26 casinos have opened. And what has happened recently? New Jersey, the fourth casino is closed. Announced today, Trump Plaza.
Yes, right.
New Jersey, Delaware, Ohio, Pennsylvania. All these states have had to give hundreds of millions of dollars in tax breaks and has seen a decrease in projected revenues and no positive impact on homeowners' tax bills. They have not delivered. In Ohio, 1 in 5 people employed in casinos have either lost their jobs or been laid off, and it creates a transient workforce. So all these promises of money and positive economic impact to our communities is really just part of the glitz and lure that sucks you into a casino.
So what will happen if the repeal the casino votes yes on November 4th? Aren't some of these casinos a foregone conclusion? Certainly the slots parlor is well underway.
No.
The casino in Springfield has been granted.
No, the Supreme Judicial Court ruled appropriately that the people of Massachusetts, the voters, have the final say. And like we did in dog racing, the people spoke, and those operations were ceased to desist. And we have a chance here in Massachusetts to get it right. We have a chance to say we don't want our future, our economy built on the false hope of expanded gaming. We know in New York alone, they're going to add 4 casinos. We have a market that all rating agencies in the Northeast say is oversaturated, and Connecticut as well as Rhode Island. So the people of Massachusetts have a opportunity to
That's
say
why
we
there's
want
not
our
going to be a
future.
traffic problem.
Right,
by the way.
we want an opportunity to guide
No
that
one's gonna
future.
go.
Let's have practical, prudent investments like we're doing in Assembly Square, and visioning and planning and transportation. Let's leverage what we know is in our DNA as a Commonwealth, and art and culture and education and research.
What's wrong with giving it a try? I mean, that's what Governor Patrick has said. I mean, if it's a bust, it's a bust. If, as I said, if there's no traffic because people aren't going, then what's
Just
the
to give it a try is as reckless as approach as I can imagine.
But you're not going to lose money. Wynn is going to lose money.
No, but we stand to lose great in our communities. We know it is well tracked what the social impacts are on our communities by expanded gaming. You might be able to mitigate some traffic issues, but how can you mitigate financial ruin? How can you mitigate alcoholism or substance abuse as a result of that financial ruin? How can you mitigate suicide? I mean, the social ills and negative economic impacts as a result of casinos is well documented. You cannot point to one example in the United States where casinos or expanded gaming has come in and has improved the quality of life for a region or uplifted economic opportunity for everyone. The reverse is true.
I think we know where you stand.
Absolutely.
Right.
Vote yes on 3.
All right.
Repeal the deal.
Joseph Curtatonio, always a pleasure to have you.